Hey everyone, just hanging out with the sheep. I have a quick channel announcement to make. Starting Monday, I'm going to be changing my video release times from 6 a.m. Eastern to 11 a.m. Eastern. I need to do this because I've been having some issues sometimes with the post processing on YouTube side, completing the high def version of the videos. And I need a little bit more buffer time because if that happens, I can fix it, but I need the time to be able to do it. So I'm shifting the time to 11 a.m. I really apologize if this causes any problems for anybody who is used to seeing them at 6 a.m. But just bear with me. Thank you for your patience as we get the channel growing, and I'm learning as I'm going as well. So I do appreciate that. Also, I do realize that I forgot to turn the in-game time on during this episode. It's not the first time I've done this, but I did advance the time to make up for the time that we lost. So there's that. Hey, enjoy your weekend. Enjoy the Kubota Farms episode that's coming up next. And I will see you all again real soon. Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to Farming Simulator 22, and we are back in East Vineland, New Jersey on Kubota Farm. I hope you all had a good week and are ready to kick off the weekend Saturday morning. Whatever you have planned for this weekend, I hope it's enjoyable, relaxing, and so on and so forth. So we are trying to finish off a couple of cotton harvesting contracts. We took one out. I fell miserably shy of completing that at 99%. Took a second one out in hopes that it will complete both of them for us. I was horribly mistaken on one thing for sure, and I did do a little check-in afterwards. So apparently, if you have a round cotton baler, it will let you empty it, even if it's not full. But I think it has to be over 50%, is what I've been, I think, discovering. So I think we can go ahead and empty this guy. Good deal. I did finish the rest of the cotton that was on this field. There wasn't a lot left, but it did put us over the halfway mark, which is good news for us, I think, because I think there is now a decent, relatively decent chance that we may actually be able to complete both cotton harvests. I would really, really like that. And in the meantime, we have been notified that there is a farmer in need. She's a farmer in the county, and apparently she had some surgery done, wasn't able to complete her canola harvest, so we are going to tackle that after this is done and get that knocked out for her, and she's going to throw a little money our way, and that should take care of November for us. But let's go ahead and grab this bale, and let's see if we can't actually Forrest Gump my way into getting this cotton contract done. I would really just like to get it done. Oh, and I did a little bit of research on the effect of harvesting in the rain. Holy smokers. Much worse than I had thought. Considerably worse than I had thought. In fact, from what I have read online, it is upwards and actually right around a 50% yield loss. 50% if you harvest in the rain. That would definitely explain the issues of completing this cotton contract. Now, in my defense, and this is not the greatest defense, but when we first started harvesting in the rain, it did not tell us, did not give us a message, did not say anything, and I'm kind of coming up with an excuse here, but I am kind of relying on the game to tell me at what point are you considering the yield to suffer, you know, because it used to be at least that if it was drizzling out, kind of raining, the game was like, you can still harvest. But then at some point during the rain, it would stop you. I don't know. Maybe I'm just making something up. Anyways, the long short of it is we just need to get this stinking cotton sold. And let's really hope. Is that our spinnery? That's our spinnery. I am so lost right now as to where we're going, what we're doing. We are. Oh, I see us down there towards the left. All right. I'm getting my bearings straight. We'll get it figured out. So, we're going to drop this bale off. Fingers crossed. We're going to get both contracts taken care of. Something tells me that may not happen, but we'll find out. Goodness gracious. So I'm hoping this weekend to get some time in with pumps and hoses. It's been sitting there calling me, and I just haven't really had time to dig into it. I've watched some videos on it, but I feel like it's just something that you just need to sink your teeth into and go for. And it doesn't look that complicated. I think the most complicated, well, at least my opinion is the most complicated part of it, if there is a complication to it, is the BGA part. That's the part that's got me a little bit scratching my head on a couple things. One of them being, I'm assuming now you can't use the existing BGA on a map to attach pumps and hoses stuff to. I haven't seen anybody talk about that in any of the videos, but I'm assuming that is the case. The second thing is, it's expensive. Oh, blew through that stop sign like there's no tomorrow. It's expensive. That BGA stuff is not cheap. So, yeah, gonna have to figure some stuff out there too. But my main goal this weekend, hopefully, is to sit down and just kind of play with it and enjoy it. And I am just so mesmerized by the way that hose goes on and off that reel. It just looks so good. And I just, yeah, I love it. Absolutely love it. So, all right, well, we're about to find out if indeed there's any hope to making any money on this contract. It's a little wish and a prayer, but we'll see how it goes. Then I've been thinking, you know, we're starting to get some money on the farm here, so we need to really start thinking about what we're going to do with it. Are we going to invest in land? My gut kind of tells me we probably should. The other option, of course, would be production facilities. Well, there we go. Oh, I think we did good. I think we did good. If I read that right, I think we've got, yeah, thank goodness. Both of our cotton harvest contracts are completed. Outstanding. I'd like to say that was easy, but, well, it wasn't. But lessons learned. Don't harvest in the rain, especially if you're on a contract. You might be cutting it. You might be cutting it really, really close. Okay, so we can actually leave. We can leave the old Lindner here, and our cotton harvester can stay where it is because that will be all picked up. So let's go ahead and just accept the cash and say goodbye to the Lindner and the John Deere harvester, and say hello to our canola contract. So we had this class dropped off, not super common here in New Jersey, from my understanding, but very cool to see one around. Some people aren't huge fans of the green, but I don't know. I think they're sharp-looking tractors. And of course, the New Holland. I've always liked these New Holland balers, or I'm sorry, harvesters. They're very cool. I've liked the New Holland brand ever since I watched this video on YouTube about New Holland setting a harvesting record. I don't know if you've seen that video or not, but in fact, is that harvester still in the game? It used to be in the game. No, it's not. What was the model of that really big New Holland? Was it it was a CH9, or it had a 9 in it, didn't it? It was New Holland's biggest harvester. And there's a video up on YouTube. I don't know if they still own the record or not, but they set a world's record for the most amount of, I forget what it was. It might have been, boy, I'd be guessing. I want to say something like wheat, but I might be wrong. But it was cool to see. It was very, very cool to see. And ever since then, I've kind of grown to like the New Holland brand of harvesters. Oh, I know, I need to unfold. Sorry about that. All right, folder down. I think we can move that reel down. There we go. Yeah, buddy. That's what we want to hear. Let's get to harvesting. Get to harvesting some canola. Oh, I wonder. Might not be worth it, but I like to check. I think we can get straw. Yes, we certainly can. Don't know if it's going to be worth picking up the straw after the harvest is done. Straw's not an awful lot of money, so I don't really know if it's going to be worth doing it or not. But I'm going to go ahead and make straw, so if we decide to do it, we can. Let's make a trip around to get a headland set up here. Let's see if I can try and maintain a decent path from inside view. We'll see how bad it ends up being. Any canola left over can always go to the pigs. All the leftovers go to the pigs. That must hurt their feelings to know that that's what they get. They get the leftovers. Poor pigs. So, what do y'all think? Field, or land, or production? It seems like early on in the game, this early on in the game, that land is a better option or a better choice for money. I think. There's a field I was looking at right over. Let me go inside cab. Maybe I can see what I'm doing a little bit better here. Let's lower our header. there's a field, I think it's field 6. Boy, I think I'm over too far. I think it's field 6. That's in our price range. And according to Precision Farming, it has very good yield potential. So I kind of got my eye on that one. I'll show you here when I get done with this initial roundabout. We can kick a worker off and do a little investigating. I had a lot of fun with making the latest Mod Minute or so video. I don't know if you've had a chance to check that out. If you haven't, I think you might enjoy it. It's a the Halloween DLC pack from Squiggles. I love that mod name. The modder's name is Squiggles. It's fantastic. And I think Squiggles might be French because the name of the pack was like Pack de Halloween or something like that. It sounded maybe like a French title, but Squiggles did a good job. That Halloween pack is got a ton of stuff and really quite good. I was actually impressed with. I'm not usually I'm not like into a lot of the decorative packs, the placeable stuff. I just really have never gotten that into it. I think a lot of them are super cool, and I can totally understand why people would enjoy it, but I just never have really gotten into it. And then I saw this Halloween pack. We're gonna go ahead and kick off a helper here. I saw this Halloween pack, and I don't know why it just caught my eye, and I grabbed it, I started placing a bunch down, and I'm like, yeah, these are pretty sweet. Let's hop in here and take a look at our cloths. Very nice. Nice looking tractor. Pop open our cover. I doubt the yield is going to be too great on this field, so we'll probably get it all in one trailer would be my guess. Let's check the yield. Is it 64 like the rest of them? Yep, 64%. So here is what I was thinking for our money. Let me head over here. Oh, it's field 10. So if we look at field 10, 299,000, it's almost $300,000. But the yield potential is 120%. That's not bad. And it fits right in by our farm. We own these two here. Fits nicely right there. We don't have far to go. It would fit in nice when we're getting all the other two fields prepped. Yeah, I really like this one, but it is, over $500,000. Oh boy, yeah. Land is not cheap in East Vineland. 678,000. 615,000. I mean, $500,000. All of these are just so expensive. I think this might be worth doing here, though. And the only other one I thought of was maybe 6. It's smaller. It's a little less expensive. 200, almost 230. So it's about 70,000 less. If we look at field 6, just over 1.5 hectares. 10, a little bit bigger. But the yield potential, I think on 6 was not as good. Let's see here. Yeah, not bad. I mean, 100%. So at least it's not a negative yield potential. Like these here, I thought were kind of dipped. Maybe not. Where do you see the yield potential for? See field, it shows their values, total cost, oh, yield right here. That doesn't really show, though, potential, does it? Am I missing it? Anyways, those are the two fields I was kind of thinking about, and I'm kind of leaning towards 10, the bigger one. I mean, we've got 361,000 bucks. It's not like we'd be broke after buying it. I don't think there's any equipment that we need to purchase straight away that we're hurting for. I think we're decently set up for equipment. So I'm not concerned about that. I'm more concerned about just getting some farmland. Don't go anywhere. There you go. I'm more concerned about getting more farmland so we can get more crops going, so we can get the money rolling. We could even, to be fair, after this harvest, we could even consider just doing one big, that wouldn't be massive, but at least a decent size big grass harvest, and get a nice financial boost from doing some silage. That might be something to consider doing. So, because I think the sooner we can get some bigger cash rolling in, the better off we will certainly be. Yeah, this field is not producing a very big yield, so I don't think we're going to be. I don't think we need to worry too much about take over from you, buddy. I don't think we're going to need to worry too much about having more than a trailer load to take over. I don't think the pigs are going to be too happy with what they're going to get out of this either. Seems like it was a good week for mods, especially maps, right? Was it Green River that came out? I think that is the map that has been around Farm Sim for quite some time. Is it Green River, I think? I think that's right. I get confused between Green River and what was the other one? Is it Green Valley or whatever that came out? But lower our header, head inside so I can see what I'm doing. Not that that helps oftentimes, but at least gives me a fighting chance to get around those trees. Don't know if you had a chance to check out Throwback Thursday or not, but we're back on the old family farm. I love the old family farm. It's such a warm, it's just an inviting map. I love it. I really do. We're going to stick around the old family farm for a few Throwback Thursday episodes, just to have some fun on there. I don't really have any specific goals for it, if I'm being honest. I'm not really doing a rags to riches thing or anything. It's just, I mean, we are broke. There's no doubt about that. But it's more for just the enjoyment of the map. Another map was released that put a big smile on my face because I was excuse me, I was looking at there was a Haagenstedt from Farming Simulator 2013 was one of the base maps, and I spent hundreds of hours on that map. I used to dream that map. It was crazy. And I found a FS22 release for it, but it wasn't, no offense to the mod author, it just wasn't for me because they had changed a lot of the farmyard, and it just didn't feel like Haagenstedt to me. I mean, it did and it didn't, but it wasn't, I wanted more of a direct replacement for it. And sure enough, one was dropped in the Giants mod hub, and it is, from what I've looked around it and from what I gather, it's about as close to the original as you're going to get, with some updated textures and things. So that put a big smile on my face, and I'm like, yeah, that's a map I have to play. At some point, that is definitely a map I am going to get back on and play, even if it's not for a lengthy time, just to be back in Haagenstedt and enjoy it. That's what I'm looking forward to. It seems like everybody's kind of got, you know, unless you're brand new to Farming Simulator, maybe this is your first version that you played, and if so, I'm kind of jealous, because it's got to be pretty cool to be introduced to the game the way that it is today. Like, I can't imagine if the game was like this 10 years ago when I first started playing. I may have quit my job. I may have actually just quit my job and said, yep, I'm owned. This is it. This is what I'm doing all day. Playing Farming Simulator for as long as I can until they take away my belongings and kick me out of my house. Because the way it is today is something special, comparatively speaking, for sure. But that's true for, you know, a lot of games. I was playing some Doom the other day. I don't know whatever the latest Doom is. I forget what it's called. Is it Doom Eternal or something? I forget. I've got like 4 or 5 versions of them in my Steam library, I think. And when I first started, I played the original Doom when it first came out. That and Duke Nukem were like 2 of my favorite video games that I played when video games were really starting to kind of take off and come of age, and graphics were actually a little bit better than, you know, than the old Atari and stuff like that. And I thought Doom was epic, and Duke Nukem was even better because you had Duke Nukem, you had his personality, you know, you had it's time to kick, you know, butt and chew bubblegum, or kick butt or chew bubblegum, and I'm all out of gum. Yeah, it so good. So many good memories with Duke Nukem. And I think, what else was it? Oh, Wolfenstein. That was another really, really good first-person shooter that that I played a lot of. So Duke Nukem, Wolfenstein, Doom. Yeah. And you know, simulators weren't, I mean, they were there and around, but they were so much more basic and primitive. Things like, I don't know if you remember the Oregon Trail. And to me, simulators were more, you know, just a lot more basic. and I wasn't really that into them until Farming Simulator on the Xbox. And I still don't know, well, I was going to say I don't know why I bought it, but I think I remember now why I did buy it. There was this guy on YouTube, and I've written him, in fact, I think about a year ago, because his channel is still going. It's not a farm sim channel. It's just a gaming channel, and he's still around. He's from the UK, and I saw him playing Farming Simulator on the Xbox, and it was hilarious. I mean, he knew nothing about farming. I mean, nothing. And to watch him figuring out things. He didn't want to spoil anything either, so he wasn't going to watch other YouTubers. He wasn't going to look on the internet to find out things. He wanted to figure out everything himself. And very funny guy, and just willing to put himself out there, you know, on video, and not worried about, you know, looking silly or, you know, not knowing everything. You know, just one of those deals where you're just willing to, you know, to have some fun with the game. And I watched him, and I think I watched like the first 3 or 4 episodes, and that was it. I was like, I gotta buy this game, you know. I gotta buy this game and try it out. And yeah, that was the beginning of my simulator gaming experience, because Farming Simulator was definitely the first real simulator that I got into. Let's pipe out, get this thing emptied. It's starting to get dark here on East Island. I guess we're in November, so it does start to get dark a little early. And I wrote him about a year ago, and I said, hey man, just wanted to let you know that you got me into Farm Sim, and I watched your entire Farming Simulator Xbox series. He still has it. In fact, he still has the series out there. I will try and remember to leave a link to the first episode, and that way you can check it out if you'd like to, and follow his journey of learning, not only learning the game, but learning about farming. And you know, God bless him, like I said, for just putting himself out there and not being afraid to, you know, I mean, it's tough sometimes, right? You know, I don't want to say look stupid, but to be willing to show yourself that way. You know, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how to do what I'm doing. And you just do it. It's kind of cool. Where are we going? Where are we going? I feel like I do that every episode. You know, just show you guys how very little I seem to know sometimes here. It's more of a, I think I kind of know what I'm doing, but it's more of a, I forget, or I forget. Yeah, there's that. All right, so we're over here. And by the way, I'm totally directionally challenged, so that's probably why you see me planning out my routes before I jump on them, because I am horribly directionally challenged sometimes. But we need to get this to market. Should we do some field hopping? I guess we don't have to. We'll try and stay on the road as much as we can, I guess. pretty out here in East Vineland in November. I kind of like that haze that's settling over the fields. I like the sound of his Kloss too. I like you, Kloss. I'd keep you if I could, but we're Kubota Farm, not Kloss Farm, so sorry. It doesn't make you less. It just means that we got to stick with, you know, got to stick with the Kubota brand for now. I think I can find my way from here without a map. It's only the giant, it's only that giant silo that's sitting right there in front of us. And if I'm wrong about that, yeah. All right, let's see here. That is right though, right? Oh boy. Let's drop some canola. That is that is right? Yeah, okay, good. All right, let's I don't think the piggies are gonna get any canola from us on this. I'm sorry, piggies. Yeah, there was very little there. Yeah, I like that sound it makes. Very cool. The empty trailer settling down. It's pretty awesome. All right. Well, we don't need that tractor and we don't need that harvester, so we can go ahead and collect. Our contract brings us up to $367,000. Scoots back to the farm. Haven't seen this place in a while, it seems like. We've been out and about doing our contract work, so nice to be back home again. I think it's getting late enough. You know, I was looking at these two baling contracts here, but we just did, didn't we? We just did kind of a baling. Yeah, because we had the Lindner and we just did a decent baling contract. And I was kind of thinking instead of, boy, that's good money though, isn't it? It's really good money. Well, something will come up. What is it, November? Yeah, it's good money, but it's more grass work. And we've got our own grass work to do right there. If we really want to do grass work, we can take care of another cutting here on our own farm. So I think that's going to wrap it up then for this episode of Saturday morning episode of Kubota Farm here in East Vineland, New Jersey. Let's say hi to the pigs real quick. This one I don't think has moved. Oh, good. Okay, you're breathing. Good. They look like they're... Oh, sorry. Didn't mean to interrupt. Whoa, man, everywhere I look, they're squatting. What the heck? So yeah, I think that'll wrap up Kubota Farm for East Vineland, New Jersey. Let's just take a quick peek. Our pigs are in good shape, aren't they? They're not... Yeah, they're all right. And our sheep, yeah, sheep are doing pretty good too. Want to see that productivity at 100%. That's good. I don't know when we're going to start seeing some wool production from them, though. I think that will take a bit. Reproduction, too. So that's coming up there, too. Good. All right, everyone. Well, thanks for joining me again here in East Vineland, New Jersey. Appreciate it. You all have a fantastic Saturday and weekend. I think I will probably see you again before the weekend is over. I've got an idea for another video. And but otherwise, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and I'll see you soon.